What's up folks, I'm Dev, and welcome to dev.arcade. Today we're going to be going over the backstories for each of the Wayfinders that will be available on early access release. I'm really enjoying the world that Airship's building up for the game, and I'll be releasing more of these as we get more characters and lore released for the game in the future, so let me know what you think.
Wingrave is an Archon Templar, clad in spell-forged armor and sustained by his faith in the architects. Long before the Gloomfall, he fought monsters in the shadows and defended the people of the Empire from the terrifying threats of the maze. He is a natural leader and a true hero, born up by his honest faith in the light and the Empire. These are the things that Wingrave's echo remembers when he is first reborn. Of all of the champions, Wingrave is the one who most feels like a hero, a true champion of light. However, as the player uncovers more of Wingrave's past, they will uncover the darker side of the Empire and the Archons. The fact that not all denizens of the maze are monsters, and brutal actions like the massacre of the monks at Aurelian. Ultimately, Wingrave's echo will have the opportunity to be a better man than the original, to live up to his ideals, and be the champion he could and should have been. Before the Gloomfall, the Shrike Syndicate was a network of smugglers and mercenaries who played both sides in the endless conflict between the Avar Imperium and the Maze. While many saw the Shrikes as criminals, they lived by a code. Silo was born Silas Vex. The Vexes were the leaders of the Syndicate and made sure that the Shrikes served the common people of the Westreach. Silo was an exceptional strike, an excellent marksman, with a knack for designing explosives and arcane gadgets. But he always felt the shadow of his parents, the expectation that he would eventually assume the mantle of leadership. Silo is a clever scoundrel, equally quick with a quip and a blade. He remembers grand heists and feasts with the people of Westreach, but as an echo returned from the gloom, his memories are incomplete. Silo doesn't remember what happened to his parents, or how he came to be in Skylight when the Gloomfall struck. In this broken world, the Shrikes have now become a menace. What has Silo forgotten? The Eldrin are the first children of the broken world, formed from the blood of infinite spilled in the Aegis War. There are Eldrin of the woods and water, but Niss is one of the deep Eldrin, born in an abyss of stone and soil, untouched by the sun. Her people shape shadows like clay. Niss mastered the shadow dance as a child, learning to sculpt shielding shrouds and deadly blades from insubstantial darkness. For all their many gifts, the Eldrin are a dying people, whose essence fades with every generation. When the ancient Mother of Shadows came to them, promising renewed strength in exchange for absolute loyalty, most swore themselves to her service. When Niss and her clan refused to bow to the precursors, most were slain. Niss escaped into exile. She has sworn to destroy the immortal beings who have corrupted her people, whatever the cost. Niss is a grim and deadly warrior, a silent assassin who strikes from the shadows. But as an echo returned from the gloom, there is much she cannot remember. She knows she endured countless hardships in her time of exile, but the details escape her. She remembers challenging the Mother of Shadows, but not how she survived. But these memories may yet return to her. Senja is a legend across the Avar Imperium, the greatest champion ever to grace the arena. Where many gladiators face death with grim resolve, Senja delights in every battle. Even now, Senja still hears the crowds when she fights, still imagines the cheering throngs urging her on. In truth, she loves battle because it is a distraction from her pain. Senja comes from the dominion of the Seven Winds, a place where arcane magic is woven into everyday life, where arcanists and war masters alike wield power over the elements. While she is far from home, the storm still answers her call. She is the last of the Iron Sisters, a proud order of deadly warriors. She doesn't talk about what happened to her sisters, but there is no question that their loss is a knife in her heart. That whatever happened in the Dominion drove Senja to the other side of the world and into the endless distraction of the arena. Now that the gloom has swallowed the arena, Senja needs a new battle to distract her from her pain, and the gloom is the greatest enemy of all. Senja is a fearless warrior, an indomitable foe. But as an echo returned from the gloom, there's much she can't remember. She remembers fighting alongside the Iron Sisters, but she cannot remember exactly how they fell. She remembers countless battles in the arena, but she knows she can't remember every enemy she's faced. Could forgotten enemies come back to haunt her? There is a place known as the Kingdom of Ashes. Bones are scattered across the beaches of black sand, and charred remnants of crystal spires still reach towards the sky. This has been a shunned ruin for thousands of years, but Kyros still remembers it as it once was, a glorious civilization whose achievements dwarfed those of the Avar Imperium or the Maze. He remembers studying the nature of reality itself, and even learning how to transcend his own flesh to become a being of pure mystical energy, bound to a skeleton of arkstone and crystal. While he possesses devastating power, Kyros is first and foremost a scientist. He is determined to stop the gloom. He will not watch another civilization be destroyed. He believes the key to defeating the gloom is to understand it. Kyros is a deadly war mage and brilliant researcher, but he has been lost in the void for countless centuries, and there is much he has forgotten or never knew. What became of his people? How did this wondrous nation become the Kingdom of Ashes? And did he have something to do with it? The answers must be out there, waiting to be found. Before the fall, the name Venomess was feared among the Imperial ranks. Those unfortunate enough to have put a face to the name seldom survived. Venomess is a spy and assassin from the nation of monsters, born of cold and poisonous blood. In her time, she's broken into so-called impenetrable vaults, stolen secrets from the Avar throne itself, and brought down more Archon commanders and master spellsmiths with her toxins than entire regiments. Ven was born in the maze. Her closest friends are goblins and battle beasts, and though she looks human, appearances, like most things when it comes to Ven, can be deceiving. A brilliant alchemist and inventor, Venomess has always preferred stalking prey in the shadows to mixing salves in a workshop. Most of all, Ven craves a challenge, and the gloom is the greatest challenge of all. Venomess believes the Avar Imperium was an oppressive, warmongering regime and devoted her life to toppling it. Now the Empire has finally fallen, consumed by the gloom, but all she had hoped to protect in the maze has been lost as well. Ven may not care for Wingrave or the other Imperial soldiers among the Seekers, but she recognizes that her Cold War is over. In the wake of the Gloomfall, survival is the only thing that matters, and Venomess intends to survive, no matter the cost.
So, there we have it. That's all the character lore we have so far. Let me know in the comments which is your favourite Wayfinder backstory, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss an upload. See ya!